The first CoCO studio is going to be today from 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time to 3:55 p.m. Eastern Time. The purpose of this studio, Studio Zero, is to meet and greet your TAs. Lauren is going to be available during that time. You can ask her questions about how things are going to work with respect to Studio. Um, how are you going to demonstrate your work? So, you know, ask her all those questions. And, the same thing applies for Jerry in the night, 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time, which means in China it will be 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. You can get installation help. I have attached a document on Piazza under Studio Resources. Why do I don't even need to write this because it's right here. So under Studio Resources, you should see a document that provides you step-by-step instruction how to install the Xilinx Vivado 16.2 design suite. That's the software we are going to use to write our VHDL programs and then later on program the Basis 3 board. There is a document for Windows, and there's also a document for the Mac operating system, for which you'll have to use a virtual machine. So please feel free to go through the installation help document. And then once you're done with that, Studio Zero is going to be simply to go through the Vivado tutorial. So it's a step-by-step. It holds your hand and it walks you through how do you create a project, how do you create a file, how do you write some basic statements using a wizard. So you're not doing hard code VHDL programs just yet. You're simply following the instructions given in the tutorial to go through your first FPGA programming exercise. The tutorial is also available on Piazza under Studio Exercises, and it is labeled Studio 0. Studio 1 will be on Monday, June 1st. All right, let's see here. I should probably also mention the alternate time here, which is what? 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. So 2 time slots. Let's see. We need to move on here. Homework assignments. Homework is going to be assigned every class. For example, the first one will be assigned today, and it will be due in roughly about a week. I have uploaded a calendar, course calendar on a Piazza. I don't know if you guys had a chance to take a look, but just in case. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to show you how the course calendar looks like so that you have so this is our CoCO Piazza page, and if you go under resources, you should be able to see video lectures, studio exercises. Studio Zero is there, some studio resources, installation help in Windows, Mac OS, and all that. And then if you go down all the way to general resources, syllabus is over there, calendar is also over there. So if you click on calendar, you should be able to see the entire calendar. This is of course tentative, but a good place to get a sense of what we'll be doing throughout the semester. So homework 1 will be assigned today. It will be due on Monday of next week. After that, things will be more or less in a pattern, so easy to follow. Please check this calendar, and it's a website, so you can bookmark it as well. Okay, let's come back here. The submissions are going to be 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. There's no need for you guys to wait until last minute. In fact, I would encourage you guys to submit ahead of time as much as possible. The submission website though will close automatically at the deadline, um, and late homework will not be accepted. So please make sure that you keep track of your submissions and do it ahead of time. Uh, the copied homework will receive a grade of 0. So if the person grading your homework, the TA, notices that exact solutions are appearing at multiple places, that's a clear indication of plagiarism, and we'll start collecting documentation, and we'll have to go through the official RPI steps to address that academic misconduct. So I hope that this never happens with us, but that's the policy that we are going to take. Copied homework or anything on the exam will receive a grade of 0, and repeated violations may lead to you failing the course. And we'll also have to inform the School of Engineering about such incidences. So I've done that in the past. Very, very, um, uh, it's never a pleasant experience. Uh, it's probably one of the least liked moments of me for me as an instructor. Um, but I'm going to be following the rules strictly. Okay, let's move on. Grading criteria. So where are the grades coming from? Daily quizzes are going to have a weight of 10%. I understand that all the students in the East Coast and in China will be, it'll be a good time for them, 8 to 10 a.m. or 8 to 10 p.m. So for those of you, daily quizzes are very straightforward. Now, for those of you who might not be able to attend the class, people who are in the Western US, I want to hear a plan from you about when you are going to take the daily quiz each day. I'm going to open that up for the same amount of time I open it up for the other students. You will not know the answers to the questions. You will be expected to work on it by yourself. Now, these daily quizzes, I'm not enforcing any policy about closed book or open book. You are free to use whatever resources you want. Uh, However, I don't want you to be talking to others. You can use the internet. But I want you guys to kind of figure it out by yourself. Um, no matter what resources you use to figure it out. I don't want you to ask other students for answers. That will not help you at all. So you can treat this as an open book exam, but individual effort. Next, homework 20%. We will have about 20 homeworks in the semester. Studio 20%. We will have about 10 or 11 studios during the semester. Midterm 1, 15%, midterm 2, 15% of your grade, and final exam is going to be 20% of your grade. So that's the grading scheme we are going to follow for CoCO. Now, as a first approximation, where do I start? When I start putting things into a grade book and I start finalizing grades, what is my first approximation? What is my starting point? That is my starting point. So everything greater than 93%, students are very likely to get an A, and then so on. You can read the grade cutoffs. This is the first approximation. I have provided details about this policy in the syllabus document. I would encourage you guys to read it after we finish today. But just so what essentially what I say is these numbers might change a little bit. Not much. It will change a little bit depending on the distribution of the class at the end of the semester. But in terms of a target, you should target these numbers right from day one. This is again overall weighted score. So these numbers are related to an overall weighted score for individual students after you compute it using the grading scheme mentioned here. All right, let's move on here. Read in the syllabus for details. Please do that later on. Regrading policy. So GradeScope has a very convenient option so that students can apply for a regrade. And you can use GradeScope to apply for a regrade request for homework and studio within 2 days after you get your homework graded back. So because the homeworks are going to be due twice a week, there's one on Monday, one on Thursday. I don't want to spend too much time going back and attending to regrade requests. However, once you have the solutions and once you have your graded work back, within 2 days, please apply for that regrade. After that, the regrade requests will automatically close on GradeScope. And in your request, you should clearly specify why you are actually applying for that regrade request. So clearly explain your appeal. For exams, I'm going to ask you guys to email directly to me within 1 week. So you have a longer period because exams are higher in weightage. But I want you guys to email me so that I can keep track of the regrade requests for exams. So midterm 1, 2, and final. Again, you need to specify exactly what you're looking for. So clearly specify the reason. Academic integrity policy. I have linked the RPI's policy over here to this document. So you can click on it after the class and take a look. But I want to say that this is very important to everybody. When I say everybody, I mean everybody in the ECSE department, myself, the other students, the TAs, all of us consider it very, very important. So no cheating is going to be tolerated. Penalties can go as high as getting an F for this class and being reported to the School of Engineering. It has happened in the past, and I hope I never have to do it again. So I just request you guys to have your academic integrity. You are welcome to work on homeworks as a group. It is a little bit difficult for me to kind of give you a platform to do the homeworks as a group, but feel free to create your own WebEx teams and form groups and work as a team towards homeworks. So you may know some of the students in the class. You can definitely post on Piazza if you are looking for some team members, and team members may join, and then you can form a group and work on the group by yourself. I cannot provide you a platform because I don't want to be a part of this, but I encourage you guys to form your own WebEx teams and go about that. For labs or studios, you are expected to work on that individually, unless the lab handout says so. All the exams must be your own work. All right, let's move on here. The course materials. So I have made all the textbooks optional because we have a lot of material anyway, and I will be giving you the slides. So you'll have a lot of material from me. A very comprehensive material. However, the primary textbook, which is optional, is Wakerly 4th edition. That's our primary textbook. So if you want to buy a textbook for this course, I would recommend that you buy that one. There's a required software, which is LogicWorks. We can share a license for this. So when it comes to working with LogicWorks, you guys can buy a license as a group, or I have a license for myself too, and I can share that with you. So when the time comes, we can talk more about LogicWorks. If you have, I would not expect that you buy it right away. When it is time, we'll start talking about this. So don't buy it right now, is what I'm saying. Okay. Recommended references. Some of the textbooks mentioned over here are excellent resources, and of course there is a number of resources online regarding digital logic design. It's been there for a while, and you can all you have to do is just Google digital logic design, a particular topic, and you will see that the resources are never ending. There are lots and lots of resources, but use caution, and not everything is going to be correct. Of course, I can't take the responsibility for that, so you'll have to use caution whenever you are using the material online. How is the course organized in terms of the software? Well, online tools. Piazza is going to be our one-stop shop. Almost all the course material is going to be on Piazza. So announcements, syllabus, you can read all of these things. Everything is going to be over there, including, our interactions, our asynchronous interactions. Gradescope is going to be used for all the homework submissions, studio, grading, quizzes. All of that is going to happen on Gradescope. And I'm going to be posting the lectures on YouTube, the ones that we record on a daily basis. And I will provide those links in here. So you don't even need to do that. And some of the students from the last semester added subscribe to the channel. It's up to you. You can do whatever is convenient to you. Okay. Now I will take your questions regarding the course overview document and logistics. Yes, there is a write-up for studios, not for the first, not for the first studio. There will be some brief write-up for the other studio, starting studio one, and the instructions will be clearly mentioned in the studio document. It is not supposed to be time-consuming. It is supposed to be essentially, show what you did and answer some simple questions. All right, let's stop this guy.